Our top story this lunchtime. For the first time in 6 years, the leaders of South Korea, the United States and Japan met to strengthen policy coordination, especially on North Korea, on the sidelines of the Nuclear Security Summit in The Hague.
It was also the first time President Park sat down for talks with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Our presidential office correspondent Choi You-sun, who's traveling with the president, has this report.
The leaders of South Korea, the U.S. and Japan pledged to strengthen their cooperation in curbing North Korea's nuclear ambitions.
영내 평화와 안정에 가장 위협이 되고 있는 이 북핵 문제는 한미일 3국을 포함한 국제사회의 단합된 대응이 매우 중요하다고 생각합니다.
Reaffirming that they will not engage in talks with the North unless it shows sincerity about giving up nuclear arms. The three leaders agreed that their chief envoys to the six-nation talks aimed at denuclearizing the North will meet in the near future. President Obama stressed that trilateral cooperation has become ever more crucial in deterring North Korea's nuclear and missile development.
And our trilateral cooperation has sent a strong signal to Pyongyang that its provocations and threats will be met with a unified response, and that a nuclear North Korea is unacceptable.
The Washington-led summit has garnered much attention, especially since it was the first between President Park and her Japanese counterpart, amid strained ties between the two key Asian allies of the U.S. over historical and territorial issues. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who has repeatedly expressed his wishes to meet President Park despite tensions over his government's denial of some past wrongdoings, seemed to have prepared a lot for Tuesday's meeting.
박근혜 대통령님을 만나서 반갑습니다.
As expected, the most contentious issues, such as Japan's denials of its colonial-era atrocities and its claims to Korea-controlled Dokdo Island, were not brought up Tuesday.
President Park is now in Berlin for the first leg of her state visit. Here, she will hold summit talks with German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Joachim Gauck to discuss strengthening bilateral ties and to seek German support for a reunification policy. Choi You-sun, Arirang News, Berlin.